I'm fairly certain I've accomplished nothing in my life. And I only say that because a couple months ago I read Elon Musk's biography, and it talked about the inventor of the Tesla car and SpaceX, and he's also involved in the Hyperloop. When I see how busy he is, I realize I don't do anything. And when I see what he's accomplished, I realize there's probably nothing that I could do that could influence the world like he did. And to be honest, I'm a little jealous because I never dreamed as a kid of just being kind of average. I dreamed of changing the world. I wanted to be a real ninja, not like an email ninja. And I wanted to be a real astronaut, a real NBA player. But that window starts to close, and you know that this is not something I'm going to do. And you know what? I don't know if the world would ever notice, and I don't think the world stops to notice anyway. But God kind of changes our perspective when we're telling ourselves this story that I'm never going to accomplish anything, and where that leads into a path of saying I'm not going to try anything and no one cares about what I do. God said something different in the book of Ephesians. He says, we are God's workmanship. We're his handiwork, it says. Created in Christ, forgiven in Christ, created in Christ Jesus to do good works, which he prepared in advance for us to do. God put you together very uniquely so that you can have an influence, not necessarily on the whole world, but at least on one person. Mother Teresa says it this way: if you can't feed 100 people, just feed one. No one is more uniquely positioned to love your spouse than you. No one is more uniquely positioned to love your kids than you are. No one is more uniquely positioned to love your neighbor or your parents or your coworkers than you. You could probably do something significant and the world may notice, but I don't think they're going to stop to notice. But to reach into one life, and tell them the story, not a story of despair and frustration and anger and unacceptance. Instead, we have a story of Jesus who came and brought forgiveness. We have a story of Jesus who brings acceptance. We have a story of Jesus that says you have value in yourself. You tell that story, and that's a story that changes a life. That's a story that sticks with someone and they'll never, ever forget.